Hey guys, and welcome to 9.9 Comics, the top 5. I am your host Kyle, here to deliver to you our top 5 picks for a new comic book day for the week of October 9th, 2019. Starting off with number 5 today, we have Batman's Grave, number 1 of 12 out of DC Comics. The world's greatest detective must try to inhabit the mind of a murder victim to solve a case without filling the empty grave next to those of his parents. Can Batman imagine the life of a corpse with a half-eaten face without dying himself? Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch, one of the most legendary creative partnerships of the modern age, reunite in this maxi series about life, death, and the questions most are too afraid to ask. So, this is our number 5 pick for today. Mostly because it's Warren Ellis. I mean, that name carries weight, and also because it's Batman. Warren Ellis and Batman together, it sounds like an interesting combo. But this is also going to have an awesome Ji Young Lee variant, which you'll want to grab because it looks amazing. It's just Batman jumping at you, and it's flashy, but not colorful flashy. It's gringy flashy. And it's also only 12 comics. It's going to be a short run, therefore easy to collect for you guys. Coming in at our number 4 spot today, we have Freakshow Princess, number 1, coming out of independent creator himself, not out of a publishing company. This is some homebrewed stuff. Out of the author's words himself, quoted, "This is a unique zombie story in that it is a 24-page one-shot and not a dragged-out anthology. It's very much a horror tale with a theme of sacrifice. It asks, do we harm those we love by giving up our own needs? I was fortunate enough to work with the creative team of Ben Worrell from Pencils and Inks, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong because I am, and Sinal Gajri as the colorist, and CJ Jeffrey as the letterer." So this makes our number 4 spot, primarily because it's so indie. There's not going to be many of these books. There's only going to be 200 of these comics in print worldwide. So you're going to want to make sure you go to your local comic book shop and grab yours as soon as possible before they disappear. Also, this is going to be not only the writer Jonathan Hendrick, but one of the cover artists, Dominic Perozzi's first comic ever. So if they blow up in the future, you'll have your hands on their first stuff, and it could be highly collectible. Also, this is it's a one-shot, so it's gonna be really easy to collect, and you'll get all your information in that one thing. You don't have to invest months of time and money in order to get your full story. It's all there on day one. Not only that, but we will be getting a store exclusive, a 9.9 store exclusive from one of the cover artists, Dominic Perozzi, and he's also going to be having a 1 in 10 you want to get your hands on. So, all in all, I'm always excited about Zombie Story, and because it's so indie, you have to give it a chance. I mean, Walking Dead was so indie. I mean, it was Image, yeah, but no one cared about zombies until Walking Dead. All of a sudden, everyone cares about zombies. This is the type of stuff you want to look for. Coming at number 3 this week, we have Ruby, number 1 out of DC Comics. In a world rife with monsters known as Grimm, the prestigious Beacon Academy trains the next generation of hunters and huntresses. Tying in with the hit Rooster Teeth web series Ruby, following the adventures of Team Ruby comprising Bruiser Yang Xiaolong, elegant Wishni, stealthy Blake Belladonna, and courageous leader Ruby Rose as they protect the world from all manner of Grimm. So, some of you might be familiar with Rooster Teeth, and for those of you that aren't, they are famous for creating what's called a machinima, which is basically an animated series created by video games controlling like multiplayer characters and creating a show. This is called Rivers of Blue. It was made from Halo, and it blew up, and that was back in like 2003. And since then, they have became a huge production studio. They're producing a lot of stuff, and even work with people like David Tennant on one of their own animated series. So these are big names, you guys. And they have a following, a huge, hungry following that love everything Rivers of Blue, everything Rooster Teeth. Even like people who don't watch Ruby, who are Rooster Teeth fans, will want to buy this book just to have it because it is the first real, I believe it's the first comic. No, I think might have been a Rivers of Blue comic. Don't quote me on that. But Still, this is a huge deal. Anything Rooster Teeth will want to be bought up immediately because it's going to disappear and you're going to be seeing them on eBay. So you want to be one of those people. And also it's a short run, easy to collect. It's only 7 comics, so you want to at least get the number 1 and try to collect the whole run because like I said, people are going to want this. Our number 2 pick for today is Joker, Harley Criminal Sanity, number 1 of 9. In Gotham City, where heinous acts of violence are a daily occurrence, the GCPD relies on Harley Quinn, a young forensic psychiatrist and profiler, to consult on their toughest cases. But Harley is haunted by one unsolved case the night she discovered her roommate's body marked with the signature of a notorious serial killer known as the Joker. 5 years later, the case remains unsolved and a new series of horrific murders occur throughout the city. As the murders escalate, Harley's obsession with finding the depraved psychopath responsible leads her down a dangerous path. When the past and the present finally collide, Harley has to decide how far she is willing to go and how many lines she is willing to cross to solve the cases once and for all. So, this is basically going to be a Harley Quinn origin story, but not a normal Harley Quinn origin story because this is going to be coming out of Black Label. So they have a lot more, they could do a lot more with it than they could on a normal DC comic. They can get a lot darker and they can tell a deeper story. This is also a Diamond Gem of the Month, so everyone already knows this is going to be a big deal. This is also going to be have Francesca Mattina on cover A, so you know it's going to be a good book when they put a big artist on cover A. But with all that said, and also being a short run, easy collect, only 9 issues, it's hard to go wrong with a Black Label comic, let alone a Batman Black Label comic. It's not directly a Batman comic, but come on. And now it's time for the 9.9 no-brainer! Today's 9.9 no-brainer is Spawn number 301, obviously out of Image Comics. Todd McFarlane returns to pencil and ink Spawn number 301 with Greg Capullo, Jason Sean Alexander, Clayton Crane, Jerome Pena, and Francesco Mattina, and even more surprises to come in the record-breaking, longest-running creator-owned comic in history. So, simply enough, this is the 9.9 brainer. A, for like it just said, being a record-breaking issue. This is going to be the first independent comic to ever break 300 issues. It is a momentous event. This is also already completely sold out. That's not that common for a Spawn comic, so that kind of speaks volumes. And not only that, but it's stacked with Spawn loyalty. Having Greg Capullo on a Spawn comic again just makes me feel so good. But there will also be, just because of, in the last issue, issue 300, there was a first appearance of She-Spawn. In 301, She-Spawn will be getting her own cover, her first cover, so you'll want to grab that as her first appearance on a cover. But, I mean, all in all, just because of it breaking that record, you really want to get your hand on that, because you never know what that's going to do to the price. Sliding in them honorable mentions, we're going to start out with Marvel with Absolute Carnage Miles Morales number 3 of 3. That's the last one of the series. Amazing Spider-Man number 31, and that is an Absolute Carnage tie-in, so you'll have those Absolute Carnage fans clamoring for that. Powers of X number 6 of 6, again the finale of that book. That's a really big deal between House of X and Powers of X. You at least want to get the last issue on that as well as the first one if you haven't, if you can find it. And then Future Fight First White Fox number 1, specifically for that Inyuk Lee cover A. Then moving into DC Comics, they are releasing Event Leviathan number 5, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy number 2, specifically for the Warren Lau variants B and C, 2 of them there, guys. And Secrets of Sinister House number 1, finishing it with Joker Year of the Villain number 1, which is written by John Carpenter. That's right, that John Carpenter. And then out of Image Comics, we have Coffin Bound number 3, Oblivion Song number 20, Unearth number 4, and Battle Pug number 2. Before I let you guys go, I want to let you guys know that we will be having, for the release of Freakshow Princess, the writer Jonathan Hendricks and artist Dominic Perosi in the store to be doing signings. So you want to get in there to get your issues signed. Also, to let you know that Melbourne Toy and Comic Con will be happening October 13th. So you'll want to show up to there, get your old comics from your vendors, your toys, whatever you want. Show off your favorite cosplay, all that stuff. So with that said, thank you for watching, liking, subscribing. Please remember to click the little bell at the bottom so you get notified when we go live. And we will be back next week with another Top 5.